A whopper of a story. A US judge says Burger King, the fast food chain, must face a lawsuit for allegedly misleading its customers over the size of its Whopper burger. Now, this is the kind of image that can be found on the Burger King menu. Looks yummy, doesn't it? You can see the meat is spilling out. Yum, 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 yum. Whereas this is the sad reality, which the lawsuit argues is 35% smaller than what the customer is shown in the photo. Well, a little earlier, I spoke to Brinsley Dresden, who's a specialist in advertising law. I asked him whether he thought this lawsuit was justified.
Well, it's interesting that the lawsuit started also talking about Burger King's television advertising and online ads, and those aspects of the claim have already been dismissed by the judge. So, it's marginal as to whether or not this is really a reasonable claim. What's going forward concerns the images on the menu that is in store. And the judge has decided that in the end, it's going to be for a jury to decide whether what actually gets served over the counter is going to be kind of within the reasonable expectations of what consumers will expect, having seen the pictures on the menu.
I mean, the point I want to make is, isn't it normal for a food company to make their food look lovely and nice? You don't want to actually, if I put a photo of a burger like that on my website, no one's going to come and buy it. And everyone does it.
Absolutely. And consumers in the UK, we would say the average consumer is reasonably well-informed, observant and circumspect. And so, as you say, we all have had our expectations set over many years. We understand, of course, that these companies are going to show their food to best advantage and make it look as appetizing as possible. Now, there are limits within what's legitimate, but subject to that, people don't necessarily expect every single burger that's going to be served to them to look exactly like the one that they see on the menu board.
Is it easier to win this type of lawsuit in the US compared to other countries? Is that why you always see them happening over there?
Yeah, so the big distinction is that in the US, they have a very sort of well-established class action bar. And so you get these lawyers who make a living out of bringing together groups of people and bringing claims which are often, to be honest, a bit spurious, to make a claim against big companies, often not because they really expect to end up in court and with a judgment being handed down. They do it to cause reputational damage to the food companies, in this case to Burger King, and they hope that in order to avoid that, Burger King will enter into some kind of settlement with them. The class action lawyers will then take their cut and pass on some to the claimants.
That was me, as you can see there, talking to a lawyer who specialises in branding, nodding a lot. I do that a lot these days.